sensitive people usually have some issues with their solar plexus, that stomach, that guttural feeling that occurs where it challenges your sense of self. Watch this video. So I was hosting one of my, I call them matrix workshops this week, and it's interesting because all the people that come together for this always have a common issue or vibration. I notice this a lot, and that's why I always say it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come to the workshop if you're called, because there will be a common theme for all of you. And so the common theme this week was high sensitivity and solar plexus. And it was so interesting because I had been thinking about that so much this week, and how when I was younger, I used to always have that thing where that fight or flight or that threat of self, that feeling of like that stomach thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I don't have that anymore. And I was thinking about what I had healed to that point to make that rebalance or not be triggered or not be threatened. And so I think it's very important, I want to share this with you guys, to understand that many highly sensitive people grew up in an environment that was not emotionally validating, and that's for two reasons. The first reason is that you feel so much in a different way that the people you're usually in family with can't validate that because they're not highly sensitive. Most highly sensitive people, I'm going to say 99%, are not born to families like them. They're born to contrast, so they can wake up and realize who they are and what they're here to do. A lot of you have this sense of big purpose, but you don't know what that is. That's part of being highly sensitive. The second reason that we have this is that when we are young and highly sensitive, we are feeling things that don't feel good. We have a sense of integrity that's being challenged. For instance, you realize that I'm just being me. I'm just being authentic. And one of your parents says, don't act like that in public. I want everyone to think that you're this. What that does is it makes you very confused because you're like, well, I'm just being me. What she's asking me to do doesn't feel good, and you act out or you get confused, and then you become the problem. So many highly sensitive people grow up feeling bad about themselves, that there's something wrong with them. Solar plexus, self-esteem, empowerment, self-honor, all these things constantly get triggered because you're constantly in a place of feeling like I'm being blamed or I'm being misunderstood or I'm not being seen. So my number one go-to sort of tool for people that come to me and say, I just can't get the validation. I just still at 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, still I'm trying to please my parents to get that thing that I never got. I say, stop. Your parent, let's just say it's a parent doing this to you. Your parent cannot validate you in that way because it will invalidate their need. It will invalidate the thing that they are trying to hide from by trying to make you different. If you stand in your truth, right here, if you stand in that feeling, that boundary of, I don't believe that what I've been feeling for all these years is correct. I don't believe that there's something wrong with me. I don't believe that there's something that I should be ashamed of. You give it back and you say, you know what, parent, partner, whoever it is that's triggering you right now, that's not the truth of me. I see through it. This is how I need to be treated. This is how I know myself to be. This is how I validate my own emotion. Is instead of feeling guilty that I feel this way, I'm going to own that I feel this way. Instead of feeling shame for feeling this way, I'm going to own that I feel this way. One of the biggest issues with highly sensitive people that creates a lot of other issues in their life is that you are afraid to fully self-express. You can't feel free. You're afraid that if I fully self-express, I might be rejected again, which will then confirm that I'm bad. A lot of kids and a lot of parents or adults that I work with who have been labeled ADHD as children and put on Ritalin. You know, this is one of my big passions. grow up having a negative sense of self, a lot of solar plexus issues. Highly sensitive people, a lot of solar plexus issues. There's something innately wrong with me just being me, or feeling the way that I feel, or expressing how I feel. This is conditional love. A lot of people are treated conditionally. The system makes us feel like we need to be conditioned in a certain way. And what I want to share for the purpose of this video, if you can learn to be unconditional with you, you can heal you. The only way we heal is by getting real about how we feel. And when we feel guilty about how we feel, or we're judging what we feel, we can't heal. So that's the first step, is really allowing that feeling and saying, this doesn't feel right. Your negative emotion, your solar plexus issue is not saying, see, there's something to be afraid of about you. See, there is something bad and scary. What it's saying is, I don't agree with how you've been treating me. I need more honor. I need you to honor your emotion. I need you to stop running from your emotion. I need you to stop judging your emotion. I need you to stop treating me the way you have always felt that you should be treated. I need you to treat me with love and honor and respect. So starting to heal that solar plexus sensitivity is by standing in the truth of how you feel. So that's the first of many videos on this subject. I feel like it's a big one. Highly sensitive people almost always have solar plexus imbalance. And in my opinion, the way I heal it is by feeling what I really feel and honoring it. There are other things you can do with crystals and other healings, but for me, this has been the biggest, so I want to share it with you. I hope you have a good week.